What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So we're done with the Plymouth and we are starting on the big group build, and I'm working on Revell's Mercedes-Benz Actros MP4, and I got a lot done, and I'll just go ahead and show you what we got done so far. So this is one heck of an awesome kit. I gotta say right off the bat, this thing is incredible. I'm so glad I chose this kit over an AMT kit. And I'm just saying, those AMT kits are a nightmare sometimes. But this kit is really awesome, and it's a dream to build so far. There was a couple of confusions, which I will explain here in a little bit, but so far the fitment, there's no fitment issue whatsoever. Everything fits perfect. I mean, it's so awesome. So let's go ahead and show you what I got done so far. So I got the chassis and the bulk of the engine pretty much patched up, and it's almost ready for primer. Not quite, but almost. So, but pretty much I got everything on there what they need to be the same color. So we got the chassis kind of out in there, and the radiator, radiator and the engine pops off anyway, or so they pop off. But we got the whole rear suspension on, and everything, the cross frames, I mean, they all look fantastic. I mean, the detail in this kit is wonderful. So let's go ahead and take it apart shortly. So start off the radiator. It's gone now, but the radiator, it's nothing special. It's a radiator. So, but got the engine right here. The engine is actually goes in there very nicely. So we just pull the suspension or the chassis, and then just squeeze it out, and it fits really good in there. Really snug. The engine this is probably one heck of a detailed engine I've ever built from a semi truck. I mean, you got every single rivet in there, the detail. I mean, this thing is incredible of detail. Definitely gonna do some black wash. I mean, this thing's gonna look fantastic. You got the turbo right there. I love how the turbo alone, the setup of the turbo is in 4 pieces. You got the upper exhaust, wherever the heck that tube is. Then you get the shroud that turbo goes in. Then the turbo alone is 2 pieces. It's in 2 halves. So, but very detailed. The thing is really detailed. The starter, I'm not sure what the heck that is, but that goes in there. You got the oil filters. I honestly don't know. I think that's the oil filters. They look like oil filters. But I honestly don't know. This engine it's really detailed. It's really heckily detailed. The only issue was the transmission had a hard time clamping together, so I had to use clamps to clamp it together, obviously. So I said I had to do some more sanding on here. And the end cap of the transmission, where the dry shaft goes and stuff, there's a big old gap. So that's filled in with the sprue glue. Making your own sprue glue. Just put sprue in the old Tamiya bottle. Just have a little bit left. Put some sprue in there, and it acts like a filler. So, and it filled right in there very nicely. It's a pretty big, decent sized gap, and I'm really surprised how that sprue glue filled it up no problem. So that's pretty cool. So, but overall, the engine is a very cool engine. I mean, this thing's really detailed. You got the fan right here. The fan is super cool. So there's some fresh on that. I just noticed that, but not too big a deal. But the fan is very cool. You got the bunch of pulleys. They go on. They just look at that snap. Snap. I love that sound. So that goes on there perfectly. You got the upper cap of the engine. This is black, so that's why it's not on there right now. But as you see, try to line it up a little bit. But it goes on there. I can't do it on camera apparently, but yeah, that's where the oil goes in and stuff. That's black. It's like a semi-gloss black type deal. But the engine is super deep. I mean, look at the oil pan. Definitely gotta do some black wash. Put some shadows in there. The engine is basically aluminum. They keep it aluminum color. They don't repaint them. They do paint them. If they do paint them, I did look up some pictures, and there's actually a YouTube video of, I watched a whole like a 40-minute video of in the factory putting this together, and they explain that thing. It was actually a pretty darn good video. So the engine, they say the engine is like aluminum. They keep it aluminum, or they're gonna paint it like off like milky white. So I might just do aluminum because I think aluminum looks really good. If I really want to, I don't have to paint it. I can just keep it this, but I'm gonna paint it, make it look a little much better. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in alclad aluminum. So that's that. The chassis. This is probably like over 60 parts alone right now. So, and the chassis went together very well. All the frames, all the the cross members and stuff, tanks, the axle, more tanks, the air suspension. I mean, all that went on the chassis. Fantastic. Now the only thing I got confused, the instructions, how the air suspension goes on to the axle. They might put the air suspension frames or what do I call that, suspension arms onto the axle first, because they have you mount the axle to the sway bars here on top first. But make sure you put the air suspension in first, put it onto the axle. You just click right in, glue them on, and then slide the whole axle and suspension onto the frame. It will just spread the air suspension out to the frames where they connect on the sides, and it'll literally just snap in, and then this will connect onto later. So, but if you do that and you put these on for last, it doesn't really line up. These kind of float up in the air. So, and that's not how they're supposed to be. So, just put these on first of the axle, and then put the whole axle assembly with these on at the same time. You'll save yourself some trouble. The frame here, I'm not sure what that is, the sway bar type deal. These connect to more suspension arms, like more sway bars. So, I mean, the detail in this thing is really good. The chassis alone is in two pieces. You can't really tell, but this is one big piece right here. Then the chassis splits right about here, and then that's like a half. So that's kind of cool how they mold it in two pieces, because sometimes you mold one big piece of plastic together, it kind of warps. So I'm kind of glad they did the chassis in two pieces, and there's a little connection point where they connect to, and it snaps in, glue it, and you're good to go. Make sure it's straight, obviously, but it looks really good. So all this is only a one color. Oh my gosh, strong, huh? So yeah, it's only one color. So the video and stuff and the instructions also. Mercedes, they don't paint the engine black. They don't do it. I mean, when they assemble it, it's black, but they don't keep it black. They actually paint it. So the video I watched, they said they have over 1,000 different color options of chassis colors. But the most common color, which is the color they mostly do, like they're taking it to like a dealership or whatever. It's like a really dark gray. So the instructions says mix dark gray with black. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's not black. Mercedes, I don't know why, but they don't do black chassis. So that's not what they do. It's like a really dark gray. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 50-50 mix of very dark, or maybe I might do like light gray, and then I'll mix it with black. Not 50-50 mix, because do 50-50, you move more black. So more like a 90 to 10%. So 90% of like gray, and then I'll do like 10% black. So, but yeah, the chassis are not black, what the Mercedes uses. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, chassis is done. That looks fantastic. It's straight. I mean, no warpage, no nothing. It's 100% straight. I mean, it's on there. Very good. Engine fits right in there. The gas tanks, we got those together. The seam line, looks like it's still there, but it's actually sanded out. It's just the color of the plastic. But it is sanded out. It's filled in. I use the sprue glue a lot, and they're all filled in, and they're smooth as heck. Now, I will give you a little tip. If you want to put some weight to these, which I've done, act like there's actually some gas in the tanks. I have a bunch of these metal bars or metal rods, you want to call them, and they weigh quite a bit. and I just stuff a whole bunch of these in here. I probably put up to like right here of these little guys, and these, you know, this little guy, it weighs quite a bit. I mean, you can hear it. So I filled each of these tanks up with those, and it actually has some weight to it, and it actually feels like there's some gas in there. So that's a little tip if you want to make sure, if you want to put a little weight onto these tanks, give it, you know, give the truck itself some more heft. Put a bunch of these little bars in there. They're solid. I mean, solid metal, and they do add a lot of weight. And I did add some smaller ones. Well, they're all hollow, but this one's hollow, but they're all solid ones I put. And I put a few of them. I put a few side of small ones in the engine also, like the, you know, really small ones, so the engine's still closed. So that's one little tip. I might actually start doing that on some of my engines from now on, because I just realized that it actually does add some weight to it. So not a lot on the engine. It's just, I probably put like 3 small ones on each side of the engine, so there's 4, and I line up so they're not going to hit each other, and so the whole engine can close, obviously. So that's a little tip. If you want to put some weight onto your engines or gas tanks, put a bunch of these these metal bars in there. Get a whole pack of them. AMT sells them. That's what this is. These are AMT, like rods. I don't know. So that's what I did, and it actually, you know, it's going to add some weight to it, so some heft to it, and it's pretty cool. All right, the wheels and tires, I've got those all patched up, and they look fantastic. 2-piece wheels on the back, and very cool thing is they actually give you 2 options of the wheel, whatever heck you want to call that, where they connect to and stuff, and it sticks out. So they give you this option that's just open, and there's actually like a hubcap or whatever that goes in there. You can paint a different color, which I chose. Or they also give you this option, which is all one piece, and you want to paint it all one color. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was a little, neat little touch they did there. So I did this version because I kind of want a different color, like hubcap or whatever you want to call it. So that's very cool. So there's 2 of those, and then you got your front wheels. So, and they fit in perfect. 2-piece wheels, and I glued them. You get the actual wheel, and then you get the main back here. So I glued them, and they fit on perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and get those paint up. They're not. Sometimes some trucks are chrome, and sometimes they're aluminum. So I'm not sure what color I'm gonna do them. I might do them chrome with the color I'm thinking of doing, which I'll explain here in a sec. The tanks also. Tanks are never chrome. I looked at a bunch of pictures. Mercedes never used chrome tanks, so they're aluminum. So we're going ahead and paint those up with aluminum. So the interior, I did not touch the interior. The interior is actually still on the trees, so that's for our next update video. So let's move on to the body. The body is done. You might see in the corner, like, well, it's in pieces. It's not done, but I can't. In the according to instructions, you cannot assemble the body, you know, prior to paint. It has to be in pieces like this, because the body actually builds up onto the interior pan, and that's how it actually goes up, builds up. So I was thinking I can put everything together, put the roof on, you know, put the front on and stuff, you know, before paint, but I don't think I can. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. So we're just gonna, so the body is basically ready for paint. I just gotta scuff it actually, but I spread out the panel lines a lot deeper because they were pretty shallow, so made them deeper. And so I got the 2 sides here, the roof. You can assemble the back, so I did assemble the back. I gotta do some more sanding on here, but I did assemble the back assembly for the you know, extra height where the bunk bed kind of goes. And then, so yeah, so the roof looks fantastic. You got the windshield guard type deal. This is black. This is actually the opposite color of the whole truck. This is all black because it's the windshield, and you got your electrical components here and stuff. So that's just black. I'm gonna clear it and stuff. You got your back of your cab, you know, very typical, where your power lines will go and stuff. So that's cool. And then you get your you get your front. So very cool, and yet it's a two-piece front, and then that will go right there, type of deal. And then this little guy actually does open. I put some hinges on there, and this guy actually covers the electrical components onto that part, and that will go right there. So as you see, the fitment is very nice. Everything just like really just clicks in, and then this guy will go right in there. So give you an idea how the truck's gonna look. So yeah, I'm looking really forward to that. So that's very cool. And then you got the side panels. This truck, you know, you don't really see the chassis too much because this truck actually has side panelings, which is very cool, and it has storage on them on each side. So that's very cool. So that's body color or whatever color you want to paint it in. And then on the back, you got like sort of like fins, like, you know, like say here's the back. You got fins sticking out, so it kind of hides the power lines connecting to a chair and stuff. It just makes it look neater, and it makes it look more slick. So that's pretty much about the body. Body is basically ready for paint. I just got to stuff it and stuff, obviously, but I was mostly focused onto the chassis and stuff. So the color, I'm thinking I'm doing the body. Now I found a very cool image on Google, and there's millions of colors for this truck. There's custom colors. I can do a two-tone paint job, but I think I might just do mine simple and not do a two-tone paint job, because I don't really like two-tone paint jobs, to be honest. I just like the car being one big bulk of a color. That's just how I am, but I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking so far. The color might change in the future, who knows, but this is what I'm sticking with right now. Splash Paints Viking Blue. I'll put a picture on your screen somewhere around here. I mean, I think this looks pretty slick. So it's like a really like a whitish bluish. So I think that'll look fantastic. And you know, you might be surprising. I could have done a dark color. I was really thinking of doing a really dark color on this truck, but I'm thinking of doing like a really light blue, like a, you know, like a whitish, off-white blue, you want to call it. So that's the color I'm thinking so far. I'm not sure, it may change in the future, but who knows. I mean, there's millions of colors out there. Maybe I might do a two-tone paint job, who knows. I'm just my thinking right now, that Viking blue so far. But other than that, that's pretty much about it. The chassis is about done. I'm gonna assemble it a little more, and then I'm gonna get the interior, get that thing going, because there's some interior parts that needs to be glued together before paint and stuff, and then I'll do another video show you that. And then yeah, so but it's a very big kit, and I gotta say this thing's incredible. Make sure you have a lot of cement. This bottle was at least like up to here, and now it's down here. So just keep in mind, make sure you have plenty of plastic rolled cement, or to me extra thin cement, whatever kind of cement you use, because you go through a lot. And that bottle was more than halfway full, and now it's like almost gone. So just keep in mind on that. But other than that, that's it for now. We're gonna go ahead and get this chassis and engine patched up so I can move on to the interior. And yeah, so I'm sorry it's a little bit longer video. Wow, it's almost 20-minute video. Very sorry about that, but I just had to explain to you everything what is going on and all that fun stuff. But that's gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna have you get back to your day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you turn on your notification bells to get notified every time I upload a new video. But until then, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.